Okay, so we'll take a look at the van from up front here. This is the pass-through from the cab. It's the only way I can really get a good wide shot to try to see as much of the van as possible. The camper portion of it. You can see off to the right there I've got my desk with the drawers, my little kitchen unit, some spice racks. Behind the kitchen unit is where I have my bike hanging, although you can't see it from here. And off to the left here I've got some storage right behind the cab, and then going into my bed, the shelf above the bed for my clothing, and then some hooks at the back wall there for my backpack and coats. And then behind that wall there is some shelving we'll take a look at. That was the last thing I was able to do here at Mark's place before wrapping up. And then of course right in the middle at the end there is the back door. Okay, so moving into the back portion of the camper van here, as you can see, I'm 5'11", standing up straight. I still have a few inches to spare here, so it makes it nice and comfortable to move around in the area. I really like that about this setup. I have a lot of finishing work to do. As you can see, all my trim, my ceiling panels, need to have my trim pieces installed to cover up the seams, same as on the walls and at the corners here, but that's all to come here. This is just a scrap piece of paneling that I have. I'm not sure what I'm going to use. Behind this is actually my power setup. It's a little bit of a surprise. I'm going to be showing that in a separate video, so look forward to that. And I have my little desk area here, like I showed, a couple drawers. These are just on magnetic catches, keep them from opening up while I drive. My water purifier, moving over to the kitchen area with my 2-burner stove. It's a propane powered stove. And yeah, just some storage below for my kitchen stuff. And on this side I have my bed with the shelf here for my clothing. This behind this wall here is a little area that I just have some totes stacked up. Eventually I will build some shelves. I'm in the process of doing a huge downsizing. I just have way too much stuff with me, so that's a challenge for me. I've had that problem ever since I've been on the road. Actually my whole life. When I had apartments and houses, I always had too much stuff, so that's just something that I'm dealing with. This bed here does pull out to make a full-size bed. Still refining that. I actually have the mattress rolled up outside that I'm going to be cutting to fit. These are just cushions that Kelly has let me use in the meantime. She's kind of redoing her bed setup as well. So we'll get this camera turned around. You can kind of see the back portion of the van, and we'll take a closer look at the shelves that I just finished up. And yeah, that's just kind of where we're at with this. Again, a lot of refining to do, but this is the kind of the bones of it all, and so far so good. Really enjoying it. Okay, so in the back portion here, of course, I've got my bike hanging right here behind this wall. You can't really see it. I'll show you a more detailed shot of that. And then, of course, the door going outside, which is nice. I'm leaving that closed because the lighting will just kind of wash out, but typically I leave that open. I do have a screen I can hang from here. Just makes for nice ventilation with the 2 windows and the roof vent. And then over on this side, I've got my backpack hung up on the wall here on some hooks, my coats. And then behind that is the shelves that I built. 1, 2, 3, 4 shelves. And then a bigger area at the bottom there for my inflatable kayak and the paddles and everything that goes with it. So I'm just trying to utilize all the space as best as possible. So far it's been working out really good. And I find, because I spent so much time in regular heights vans with a low roof, that I still find myself kind of hunching over when I don't really need to. I can stand totally up, but I'm just so conditioned that I still find myself doing this. So really have to remind myself to stand up straight. Okay, so part of the planning for this layout as well is I wanted to have a decent aisleway. Although I've got a lot of spare materials stored now, those will eventually go away. I wanted to have a good amount of space to be able to move around inside. And then of course, if I ever do any future building and stuff or activities, I have a big aisleway to be able to store stuff. I can actually fit my kayak in here while it's inflated if I need to. And just that was something that was important to me, as well as having the mountain bike stored on the inside. I wanted it out of the elements. My previous mountain bike on my old setup got basically destroyed by the weather, dirt and dust and all that. So living full-time on the road, it was really important that my mountain bike is stored on the inside. So I used one of these wall hooks. You hook it on the rear wheel, remove the front wheel and store the wheel behind it there. I'm able to fit also my tent, camp table, and camp chair and stuff, and helmet and gloves and PFD and a seat for my inflatable kayak. So on this side I have these shelves here for a lot of utility and tool stuff, as well as my inflatable kayak is rolled up and stored in the very bottom there. also with the pump and paddles and other stuff that go with it, so that works out really good. So I just wanted to give you a quick glimpse at the current setup here. A lot of refining to do, but it is livable now and very comfortable, and I'm really enjoying it. So I hope you're all doing well out there. We'll see you soon in the next video. Take care. Peace.